Okay, I'm gonna have to make this video as quick as I can because I'm gonna go to work soon. So, yeah, 01 episode 10. And if you're wondering why there was no video last week, it's because there was no episode last week. Kamen has this thing where it just takes a weekly break and then, excuse me, then it continues on as is. And this is something that's just been happening with Kamen Rider in the last few years. It's been happening since Drive, really. Anyways, Kamen Rider 01, episode 10. In this episode, Hidden Intelligence are helping to produce a movie drama about a cop and an assassin in order to improve their public image. Bit of a weird way to go about it, but, you know, companies have done weirder things. Be honest. Anyways, and while this is happening, Ames is actually helping to provide security since one of the actors is a human gear actor whose name completely escapes me. And so they're basically there to stop Metsuba Jinrai from interfering, which, you know, smart on Ames' part and smart on Hiden's part, you know, to try and make sure that no one gets hurt during this. Also, sorry if I sound a bit groggy. I've been dealing with a bad throat the last few days. Anyways, in this episode, Fuwa also learns from Izu that Yua is the one who leaked the footage of the assassin Human Gear's transformation into the Dodo Magia, and you know, he obviously confronts her about it, and it's actually in this bit where we get a bit more information, you know, bit more insight into Zaya. I forget if it's Zaya Industries or Zaya Intelligence. I'm gonna say it's Zaya Industries. That's all I'm gonna call it for now. In other words, the company that's eventually, you know, the company that's kind of trying to rival Hiden, because they've also been creating their own progress keys. Hence how you know, Ames has the Shot Riser and their own progress keys, and, you know, their own attached weapons. So, you know, that makes sense. How they're producing the progress keys is another thing, but who knows? Maybe it's just a race to see who can do the best artificial intelligence devices. Not entirely sure. And they're not even being subtle about the appearance of the next riser, Kamen Rider 1000, with how, basically, when the production of the film gets delayed by the end of the episode, and, by God, we're finally getting back to the bi-weekly, you know, the 2-week episode basis, which I've sorely been missing since Double. I don't need to shut my door, because I just heard the front door open. Give me a sec. Anyways, oh yeah, basically, who I'm guessing is the CEO of Zaya Industries. It says everything is going 100% according to plan. No, 1,000% according to plan. Yeah, again, not even being remotely subtle with how they're going to introduce Kamen Rider 1000. And yes, I've seen the promo images, like the catalog scans of 1000, and yes. All the yes, I like, just from the just what we see of the upper torso, I really like the design with like the crown and a bit of the lightning. I think it's gonna be like a lightning motif, but either way, really enjoyed the look. Calling it now, the CEO is gonna be 1000. Anyways, oh, and yes, I've also saw the images of Kamen Rider 001. Or as I call it, Proto-01, which is basically just using the Rising Hopper Progress Key in the Force Riser, and again, looks awesome. Back on topic. You know, makes it no qualms that eventually, Fuwa, like, she and Fuwa might eventually have to turn on each other because of her job, her dedication to Zaya, whilst Fuwa has a dedication to Ames, which not necessarily true, because isn't Ames working for Zaya? Isn't that who? I mean, yeah, Ames is a government-sanctioned unit designed to deal with human gear outbreak. That's literally That's literally their job. But I would think that, you know, Zaya is hiring them. It must obviously be paying them a good wage for them to keep working with Zaya. So, you know, like, Fu might be loyal to Ames, but he does have to answer to his superiors as well. Even if he does show himself as a reckless, authority-hating dick. But on that, Fu in this episode, surprisingly, is not a dick. Yeah, he's not being an asshole in this episode. He's actually, like, he's taking the experiences he learned in the last episode, where he was poisoned and healed by a human gear doctor, and, at first he says he's protecting the film production, for the sake of repaying the favor, but we clearly see that he's actually having second thoughts about his whole stance about human gears actually being responsible for the destruction of Daybreak Town, which he should have had ages ago, because, again, human gears weren't solely responsible, it was Metsubo Genrai. I seriously don't know why he keeps on having that thought in his head that Metsubo Genrai for some reason has nothing to do with Daybreak Town and it's solely the human gears. I get it. I get it. Traumatic experiences as a kid, but you would think he would also research the facts to make sure his stance isn't wrong. Spoilers: his stance is still wrong. Anyways, on top of him not actually being a full dick in this episode, even if he is kind of partially a dick, he actually tries to help fight Jin in spite of him still recovering from his injuries. Which, classic Kamen Rider quotas, regardless of what pushes you down, you always get back up and try to kick some ass, which is also the quota we got with Into the Spider-Verse with the various Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen and Spider-Ham, but, and yes, I finally did see Into the Spider-Verse. It was good, but anyways, yeah, it is harkening back to a classic Kamen Rider quota in that you keep on getting back up and fighting for what you believe in, regardless of who's constantly putting you down. I mean, yeah, that's not the only coda for a Kamen Rider, but it is one of the more important. It is one of the most important ones. So as we look at, anyways, the film production itself is mainly helmed by the veteran actor who I only know is named Uwada, and I think he's actually supposed to be a Toei regular. Either Toho or Toei, but he gets to show his own veteran acting skills by being showing in the film production being a cunning assassin, while he's working alongside the human gear actor whose name completely escapes me, who's being a morally obligated cop, and I'm not gonna lie, that actually does sound like an awesome TV drama, so I'm gonna get on that. Anyways, Owada feels that the human gear isn't really giving it his all. There's just this lack of, well, put it bluntly, human chemistry between the two. And at one point actually tries to sabotage the set to show that human gears are not perfect. The human gear remembers his lines perfectly, but then Owada goes as far as to ad-lib during a scene, and that messes with the human gear's acting ability. So that actually works out. That actually, again, goes to show that human gears are not perfect, as is the case with any form of technology, such as my camera here. Like, seriously, this thing was not recognizing it had an SD card in it at first. Anyways, there is this one little hilarious bit, like, during filming, because Aruto decides to put himself and Jun Fukazoe into the scene where Aruto is, they're both being extras, but Jun's being the corpse, which, that is kind of funny, and Aruto is taking pictures of the crime scene. Anyways, and it's like when the human gears start attacking, for some reason no one hears it, and you have Izu like off the side behind the camera doing all this sign language stuff. It's just really funny, especially when she starts going. Like, watch the episode for context. It really is funny. It's like Izu looking has been given a lot of great comedic moments, and a lot of it is because of how serious she takes it. So, Yeah, yeah, the show is actually getting pretty funny now. It's like, I think they're kind of done with Naruto's objectively terrible humor, because that was the point, and going for legitimately funny visual gags, which I always enjoy visual gags in Kamen Rider. So, you know, having an artificial intelligence secretary do do Japanese sign language to let her boss know that Ames and Human Gears are attacking. That's just funny. That was just a funny visual to me. Yeah. Izu's my waifu now. Oh my, I can't believe I just said that. Okay, so yeah, that's all the stuff I already got on episode 10 this week. More stuff will be continued next week, because, you know, Owada is leaving the film, is trying to opt out of the film shoot. So we'll see what happens. Also, subgroups, make sure you actually get the episode done on time this time, because I had to wait until last night for the episode to even show up, and even then I didn't get the chance to watch it until I got home. Anyway, so that's it for this week, guys. If you like what you saw, hit that like button, leave a comment, please consider subscribing, and ringing that bell for notifications, and of course share this on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, whatever one. And if you just want to hear more of my thoughts on just other random stuff, you can check out my Twitter. It'll be in the link in the description below. It's at media_man18. And of course, I got my blogspot in the link in the description below, where I'm writing my own personal pitch for a Titan series, be it TV show, movie, whatever. And yes, I've finally been watching Titans on Netflix. It is terrible. And yeah, that's basically it for this week. I'm Callum Lewis, the Media Hood, signing off. Oh, wrong hand. Signing off.